Hello, Anne Marie.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. Let me see. I don't see you. Now I see you.
Ugh.
All right. Prab just texted me for the ID number, and I talked to Faith earlier today, so it should be any moment now.
And Bob, is Bob joining us?
Bob, as far as I know, yeah, because he hasn't said anything otherwise.
Perfect.
Let me text him a message.
Yeah, I had to go back to an older email to get the Ring Central link.
Um, well, it's meetings.ring central, and then the
Yeah, usually I have the icon on the top of my thing. I have the Zoom and the Ring Central, but it wasn't there this morning, so I'm glad I was able to find it.
and then if you forget the ID number, it's my cell phone number.
Yeah, you told me that a couple weeks ago, which is perfect.
Yes, that way, we always have the same number.
Mhm.
I texted Bob to see if he's coming on board today.
Perfect.
Ring Central. Did you see the email that I sent?
Yes, that we are up and running on the YouTube channel. I haven't been able to check it out yet.
Yes, we have. Yeah, we have.
We're famous now.
Well, not yet, because.
Hello, Hector.
Hey, Prab,
morning,
how are
Prab.
you? Good morning.
Hello, Anne-Marie. Good morning.
Good morning.
I just texted Bob. Yeah, so right now, until we would have, until we would all talk to each other, I had a conversation with Faith a couple of days ago, and let me see where Faith is. Let's see. Conference. Cool. So I text, so I talked to Faith, and I said, because she was like one of the most apprehensive the last time I brought this up. And she's opening to it, I mean, she says, yeah, let's do it. Why not? I mean, what do we got to lose if it's in there, but right now it's private.
Mm-hmm.
That means that only us are seeing this. So, but if we are fine with it, we can go ahead and and post it so we have it public. How do you feel about that, Prab?
I think that's going to be fantastic. So more accountability for us to improve the skills when
So
people are watching us.
So if people would watch you and critique you,
Yeah, absolutely, that's more accountability. So it's better if you sharpen up the skill.
Okay, well,
right?
Yeah, I'm absolutely. What do you think about that, Anne Marie?
I love the accountability part, and I think that maybe having other agents critique us, I'm still
not public.
Yeah, I'm still at the mindset where if I'm going to go on a listing presentation, who see my presentation already, I don't know. I just feel
true.
like
that's also correct. Yeah, whether they want to interview or they don't want to interview, that's correct.
Yeah. So especially if they watch the whole thing and they get into the objections, I don't want to give them objections that they might not thought of. So
that's also a good point.
I will do what the group is best. But if we do go public, I prefer not my last name. I don't mind my first name, so that if people do Google me, they won't find it.
Well, in that case, let's not go public then.
Well, no, I think it's a consensus. I see Faith is here. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Good.
I think that, there's two ways to, like number one, that we have our own channel. It doesn't mean that people would know that we it's our own, so to speak, our own work, unless you post it on your own channel, which you can do that. You can copy to your channel
Right.
the video. The videos, what I just did is that I posted them on the YouTube channel, which is the group's channel. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that you're putting one and one together. That means that Joe Smith, who's going to be interviewing for a job, it's going to see you unless you actually put it on your own channel.
So who would see it, Hector?
I think that the primarily people that would see it would be other real estate agents that are interested, and potential sellers who want to know what do we do, or what do we do at the time of a listing presentation. That's going to be your classical person that is going to be looking at you. Other real estate agents, most likely, trainers, schools, students, other agents that want to improve their skills. Those would be the ones that probably would be looking at us primarily. Sellers, I don't think that sellers are really going to be spending a lot of time. They got so much more to search as to worry what are going to be that specific agent's objection handlers. Does it make sense? I don't think there's going to be, I may be wrong, I don't think that it's going to be Joe Smith who is going to be meeting with Anne Marie, or or Joe Black who's going to be meeting with Faith this week, and it's going to say, well, let me study her and let me see what is it. Oh, that it could happen. I think that it's going to be more, I don't think that it's going to be that specific person that is going to be getting ready to interview, and it's going to know every single objection that Anne Marie is going to handle for that specific person. And it could be somebody that is looking at Anne Marie and say, well, I saw your video. I thought that you did a great job preparing yourself for this meeting. That could be, but I don't think it's going to be a lot of that.
Yeah, I think it's also the analytical people that would,
And
yeah, so,
exactly. And I think that these people, they have so much to worry about that I don't think it's going to be that specific person. So let's see. So now it doesn't look like Bob is joining us today, because I sent him a text message and he's not responding. Let me see. Yeah, let me see. I know that he did watch it today. Okay, let me see. So anyway, let me see if I can turn, because I want to, so I think that it's worthwhile.
I remember one time, I don't know if it was Kevin Ward or somebody, some kind of coaching person, and he had these 2 or 3 agents in, and I just remember thinking that a couple of them were real duds because of the way they presented. And not that I even looked up those agents or anything, but I just that's my only concern, is that for some reason you're doing a listing presentation and somebody inadvertently sees you. But I mean, I see your point that it's probably mostly going to be agents.
It's going to be, I mean, just like you and I, we have watched either somebody else's video before. If you don't edit these things, and if you don't really, I think that it can get a little bit dull.
If you don't edit them?
if you don't edit them and if you don't enhance them with other stuff, they become pretty dull. So
Okay.
I will be surprised if anybody's really going to pay attention to this.
Did
So
you have you enhanced ours? I haven't seen the channel.
the channel is,
Did you?
well, I sent you the how to get it to the channel. I don't know if you can do it by just Googling it because it's really, or YouTube, because it's really private right now, but you have access to it. It's PQ for pre-qualification listing presentation.
See if I can find it on my phone.
PQ listing presentation, and then we have our own email, which is pq.listingpresentation@gmail.com. The only thing that and this can be also a little bit of time consuming, and I don't know how to, how would we would do this, but all of a sudden, we start getting a lot of hits. People start sending us questions, comments. So who's going to answer the comments? Who's going to answer the questions? Who's going to look at that? Ain't going to be me. If you guys want to be part of that, help yourself. But, I think that the first thing to do is make it public, the channel, and then we'll see where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
It can turn out to be a money maker, or it can be, nothing but just our convenience to quickly look at our videos.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So since we all agree that it's okay, are you okay with the process, Anne Marie? We're not going to use your name.
Yeah.
And Faith, are you okay with it?
I think so, yeah. And I agree with that, Marie. I don't want, maybe I'll use my first name.
Yeah. And we're not going to use anybody's email here. And then the other thing is, what do you think about PrEP?
Well, I think, as I said in the beginning, it's going to be more accountability for me at least, and better sharpen your skills.
There you go. So yeah, I think that exactly. It's going to be more accountability for you. You're going to be, if you want to pay attention to what other people are writing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't. I don't know what to say about that. That's each one of us would have to review our own. If there's any comments on the videos, which I'm sure that there's going to be comments, and then it's up to you if you pay attention to the comments. I myself don't pay attention to a lot of these things. I like more Mike Ferry's philosophy that what other people are saying about me in social media, it's none of my business.
No.
I just ignore it, fly by it, and move on. Okay, so it's 11:15. Today's exercise is gonna be strictly about practicing a portion. So I'm gonna turn off the camera. Let me see. I'm gonna turn off Anne Marie, Prab, stop video. Stop video. And
I can turn mine off.
no, there you go. So everybody's off. Okay, so I'm gonna go first, and let's see in a little bit of time, and then someone else would go after me, and basically we're just gonna practice a portion of the script.
Okay.
I'm gonna start myself, then let's see who goes next. Probably I'll have Anne Marie go after me. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my own name, and then I'm gonna use each one of you. Hector, do you know how buyers determine value? Buyers determine value. No, I really don't know, Hector. Hector, buyers determine value by comparison shopping. They look at the price of your home the features, the benefits. The features are things such as how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, how old is the roof, the kitchen. They look at the features and they look at the benefits. So where is it located, the school district, the location, how proximity it is to their work. They look at all of that and they are going to compare it to other properties that have recently sold or are on the market. That's your competition. Does that make sense? Yes, it makes sense. Anne Marie, do you know how buyers determine value?
You want me to go now? Sorry.
No. You just answer. Do you know how
okay.
buyers?
No, I mean, maybe they shop around. I'm not sure.
Yeah, exactly. Buyers determine value by comparison shopping. They look at the price of your home, the features, the benefit. The features are things such as how old is the house, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, how old is the roof. Then they look at the benefits, the school district, where is it located, and all of that, and they
I
compare
lost
it
you.
against. Can you hear me, Anne Marie?
I think you lost her.
Okay,
Or she lost you, maybe.
okay. Yeah, because she's still there. So, and they look at the features and the benefit against other people that are on the market or have recently sold. Faith.
Mhm.
Does that make sense? Faith, do you know how buyers determine value?
I guess they look at things that are similar, apples to apples, and compare them.
Yeah, exactly. They comparison shopping. They're
Mhm.
gonna look at your home, the features, the benefits, and they're gonna compare them against other houses, the price. For example, they're gonna look at the features such as how many bedrooms, how many closets, how big is the roof, or how big is the house, the lot. They're gonna look at the features of your home, the price, and they're going to look at the benefits such as the school district, where is the house located, the proximity to work, and they're going to compare that against other houses in the market that have recently sold or are currently on the market. Those are houses, and that's your competition. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Prab, do you know how buyers determine value?
Well, Hector, I think they look around and they shop around.
Yeah, exactly. They shop around, comparison shopping. What they do is that they're going to look at the price of your home. They're going to look at the features, such as how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms. They're going to look how old is the roof. They're going to look at all of that and the price, and they're going to look at the benefit, the school district, how close is to their work, and they're going to compare all of that to other houses that have recently sold or are currently on the market. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Okay, terrific. So, Anne Marie, are you there?
Yes. Sorry,
Okay.
I got disconnected.
Okay, terrific. So, did you see what we did? So
Yes,
you want to go ahead and try it yourself?
Yeah. So I'll start with me and then I'll go to each of the three of you.
Exactly.
Okay. So Anne Marie, do you know how buyers determine value? No, I don't. Great. Let me explain. Buyers determine value by comparison shopping. So they'll look at the price of your home and they'll base it on its features and benefits. For instance, the location, the size, the lot size, the proximity to work or school. And they're going to compare that with the features and benefits of similar homes that have both sold recently or are currently on the market. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay, Hector, do you know how buyers determine value?
No, I really don't know. I can't think of. I
Okay.
guess.
Well, Hector, buyers determine value by comparison shopping. So they're going to look at the price of your home based on its features and benefits. So for instance, how large it is, how close to the school it is, how close to work, how new is the roof. And they're going to compare that with the features and benefits of similar homes that either have sold recently or are currently on the market. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess so. That makes sense.
Perfect. So Prab, do you know how buyers determine value?
Well, I guess they shop around.
Exactly. They determine value by comparison shopping. So, Prab, they're going to look at the price of your home based on its features and benefits. For example, the location, the lot size, the home size, the amenities. And they're going to compare that with the features and benefits of similar homes that have sold recently or that are currently on the market. Prab, does that make sense?
That does make sense.
Perfect. Faith, do you know how buyers determine value?
They compare similar things together, like apples and apples.
Exactly. They determine value by comparison shopping. So, Faith, they're going to look at the price of your home and they're going to base it on your features and benefits. So, your lot size, how large your home is, how updated the kitchens and baths are, but also the location, the proximity to schools and shopping. And they're going to compare all of that with the features and benefits of similar homes that have sold recently or that are currently on the market. Does that make sense?
That does make sense.
Perfect.
Okay, so Prab, go ahead. You go now.
And Prab, do you know how buyers determine the value? Well, buyers determine value by comparison shopping. They look at the price of your home based on its features and benefits. For example, features could be number of bedrooms, the bathroom, the square footage of the home, the lot size. Benefits could be the distance to the school or park or transit. And then they compare the benefit of similar homes which have sold recently or currently around the market. Does that make sense? Yes. Hector, do you know how buyers determine the value?
No, I really don't know. I can't think of how they go about that.
Well, Hector, buyers determine value by comparison shopping. They look at the price of your home based on its features and benefits and compare it with the features could be number of bedrooms and bathrooms, the distance to the school or transit, and then compare it with the similar homes which are currently have been sold recently or are currently on the market. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, makes sense.
Anne Marie, do you know how buyers determine the value?
They wait for the appraisal?
Well, they look for, yeah, I mean, they do the comparison shopping for it. That's where the appraisal is basically comparing the properties. So basically, buyers determine value by comparison shopping. They look at the price of your home based on its features and benefits. The features could be the number of bedrooms, the bathrooms, the square footage, any recent updates. And the benefits could be the transit, distance to transit, the school district, or the park close by or shopping. And compare it with the similar homes which have sold recently or are currently on the market. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes, it does.
Great. Faith, do you know how buyers determine the value?
I'm not sure.
Well, Faith, buyers determine the value by comparison shopping. They take a look at the price of your home based on its features and benefits. The features could be the number of bedrooms, the bathroom, the distance to the school district, transit, any recent updates. And they compare with the similar homes which have sold recently or are currently on the market. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Mm-hmm.
Great.
Okay, Faith.
Okay. Faith, do you know how buyers determine value? No. Buyers determine value by comparison shopping. They look at the price of your home based on its features and benefits, like your location, the condition of your home, and even the amenities, and they compare it with the features and benefits of similar homes that have sold recently or are currently on the market. Does that make sense? That makes sense. Anne Marie, do you know how buyers determine value?
No, I don't.
You know what? Buyers determine value by comparison shopping. They're going to look at the price of your home based on its features and benefits, like the location, condition, and even the amenities of your home, and compare it with the features and benefits of similar homes that have sold recently or are currently on the market. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Great. Prab, do you know how buyers determine value?
Well, I guess they shop around.
They shop around. The buyers determine value by comparison shopping. They're going to look at the price of your home based on its features and benefits, like your location, condition, and your amenities. And they're going to compare it with the features and benefits of similar homes that have sold recently or are currently on the market. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Great. Hector, do you know how buyers determine value?
No, I really don't know. I guess they wait for the appraisal.
You know what? Buyers determine value by comparison shopping. They look at the price of your home based on its features and benefits. The features and benefits include the location of your home, condition, and even the amenities of your home. And they compare it with the features and benefits of similar homes that have sold recently or are currently on the market. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Great.
Okay, great. So hold on a second. Let me turn the lights on.
Turn the lights on? Do you mean?
Yeah, turn the lights on.
Open the
Start
curtain.
video. Ask to start video. I guess you have to say yes.
Start video.
Okay. And Prab, I think I also, let me see. See, we have to be.
Okay.
And Hector. Let me see. Can you see me?
Yes.
Can you see me? Okay, terrific. So what do you guys think about this exercise?
I like them. I think if you listen to the first one that we do versus the last one that we do, you feel more comfortable.
Exactly.
I agree, yeah.
Exactly. And that was the whole purpose behind this exercise, because, you know, you just like, you start on it and then all of a sudden, you know, I mean, when we're doing the full listing presentation, you just like kind of start on it, but you know, you're just like, you're on your own little world. But this way it forces you to re-engage again and think differently. So, yeah.
When I first heard you talking about like kind of giving examples of the features and benefits, and I wasn't sure that I liked it because it was like adding more words. But then as you were going along, it actually kind of made sense to me with certain people, right?
Yeah.
I may not understand it. So you may just use it all the time.
Exactly. So, you know, it's a different way to go about this. You know, we did two very different things today. One, we turned the lights off, so to speak. So to speak. And then the other one is we practice this side of the script, which kind of, I'm been watching lately this lady about creating YouTube videos for the business owners and entrepreneur. And one of the things that she mentioned that when she does, in case, I'm telling you this, in case, her name is Amanda Horvath. And her channel is strictly about helping business owners and entrepreneurs, which means us, create YouTube videos. One of the things that she does is that she mentioned is that when she's going to prepare a script, she does it in chunks, which is something that NLP endorses or promotes heavily. And that it is, you take a chunk, and instead of, for example, if you were going to do the listing presentation, you would do chunks of it and repeat it, and then take the best part. Don't do the whole thing over and over and over, but just take the, you know, the first 3 questions that we said to ourselves, and then do, you know, at the end of my presentation, 1 or 3 things will happen, and then do the other portion, but, you know, multiple times. And I said, this repetition makes a lot of sense. And I think that this is something that we can use in our listing scripts or our listing, conference that we do every Friday drill. So that's where this thing comes from, and I think makes a lot of sense. So, okay, no other questions, any other issues, ideas, but it's what you said, Anne Marie. When you look at it and you do it 2, 3, 4, 5 times, you see how you change. And that's the whole thing, that you just get more and more and more comfortable with it. Anything else? No?
Exercise a lot.
Exercise a lot, yes.
If we're taking it apart, the listing presentation, that would be great.
Yes. Continue exercising and continue practicing role play. And now we can say, we'll see you the next time. You can, if you want to watch yourself the next time, watch yourself in YouTube.
So Hector, you won't be sending it out email. You'll just put it on YouTube then?
Yeah, because it's too heavy.
Yeah.
It's too heavy for this video to be emailed among ourselves. This thing is, by the time that when it gets all put together, it is fully recorded, it's almost 398 megabytes.
Yeah.
And your typical email doesn't handle more than 19 megabytes. So the only way, it's either we do it like in a Dropbox, which is always very inconvenient, or so it also builds on your hard drive as well, or your resources. So the best thing to do is just put it in YouTube, which is free, and we can put it public or we can make it private. And I'm a big advocate that let's try new things.
Yeah.
And if people start watching you and paying attention to what we're doing here, and this is not like we're selling anything to anybody, and I'm not advocating quit your job. But we're creating valuable content that other people out there had zero idea how to practice this, pre-qualification and mastermind. So
yeah.
And it's also definitely making us better. So yeah. And who knows, maybe 300 years from now, somebody would be looking at you and say, crap, look at them back then. You never know. You never know. It can happen. People from Mars. I got land to sell you in Mars. Remember, like the Florida Everglades, I used to sell you land in the Florida Everglades. Now that land is worth quite a few pennies. So you never know. Hey, you never know. You never know. Okay, guys. See you next.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
See you
All
next
right,
week.
everybody.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.